subscribers, welcome back. I am so thrilled to be doing another pick card reading for you guys, and welcome if this is the first time you're joining me. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer, and I deliver messages through the cards that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So in today's reading, I'm going to be looking at the karma that the people who have hurt you will receive as a result of their actions. So I have 3 piles for you guys to select from. Pile number 1 is partnered with this homemade sage bundle as well as the black candle. Pile number 2 is partnered with a bundle of Palo Santo as well as this spiky seed pod that I harvested from my garden. And pile number 3 is partnered with a shard of black kyanite, and then there is a glass vial here that has shards of different seed pods in it. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to select your pile. I'll give you a close-up of the items and the cards, and I will see you in a moment. Hi, pile number 1, welcome back. So in today's reading, I'm going to be filling you in on what negative karma the people who have hurt you are going to receive as a result of their actions. I promise you, even though you might not be there to see it, every negative action, word, or thought that someone has had directed towards you will have a consequence, because we're constantly manifesting our reality and we live in a universe of duality. There always has to be balance. So I'm going to dive into the cards and fill you in on exactly what these people have coming to them. You selected the sage bundle as well as the black candle. And I also want to say thank you to everyone who entered the free reading giveaway in December. I've already announced the winner. The post is on my community tab. But there was such an overwhelming response, and it was so amazing to get to know you guys better that I'm going to continue to do reading giveaways for 2023. So I'll be giving away the next free reading when I reach 6,000 subscribers. So please subscribe, comment, and then when I reach that milestone, I'll be announcing the next winner. So let's get into the cards. So the very first card is the Sustainer, followed by the Queen, then True Love, Rage, Stress, Sleep Paralysis, Good, Rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over, Hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance, Wolfsbane, caution and death, the 5 of coins, followed by beggar, dependence on others to the exclusion of effort, trust your innocence, and dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. Whoa, okay, so pile number 1. The person that came into your life that has hurt you, this could be more than one person, I think was someone who was a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think that you had no idea how deceptive and evil this person could be. I think that for many of you, this was a love connection with the True Love card. I think that they saw you as this innocent person that they could take advantage of. I think that they think you have star power, you have charisma, you have a natural glow, a natural light, and they were sort of feeding off of that. I think that when you first met them, I think that you thought that they were like you. And I think that they sort of poured praise on you. But like I said, they were a wolves in sheep a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think that they like to have people do a lot of the work for them. And I think that they have this need for constant praise. There's a real covert narcissism that's coming out of these cards. I think that this is somebody who uses a lot of deception to get what they want, and that is not going to work any longer. They are in for a rude awakening. Now, the truth of this situation is that I think that they are going to end up basically experiencing everything that they wanted others to experience. I think that they wanted to climb the ladder and they wanted to be at the top of their game. I think they wanted other people to sort of grovel at their feet and beg them for handouts, and it's going to be the exact opposite. The situation as it stands right now is I think that they are still sort of in a good spot. There might be slight rumblings in their life, but I think from an outside perspective, like if you were, looking at their social media and you weren't in like direct contact, you weren't a confidant to them, you would have no idea that things are starting to get stressed for them. Like there are definitely things that they were trying to create, schemes is what's coming forward, that are no longer working the way they used to. They really used to like sort of be able to pull the strings, and people were blind to their deceptions, but that isn't the case any longer with the dragonfly. Truth transcends illusion. It's like Pinocchio. Like all of their lies are like directly on their face. Their nose just keeps growing and growing and growing. And I think it's a real wake-up call to the other people that are in their life too, because I think that they've been able to pull the wool over everyone's eyes. I think that they have likely had lots of friends that thought that they were the most amazing person in the world, and their family absolutely loved them, and people were constantly wanting to give them handouts and help. I think that they've been able to fool people into thinking that they were the victim when really they're the perpetrator of all of this. Like they truly need people to put them on a pedestal. And if you don't live up to their expectations or do what they want, they will knock you off, and they will, proceed on a smear campaign is what's coming forward to me. But it is the death of this cycle for them. And, you were an opportunity for them to actually wake up. You were an opportunity coming in with your innocence, and you were a gift from the universe where you were going to be able to show them what it looks like to truly just believe in yourself and follow your intuition and see what the beauty all around them could lead them towards. You're innocent, but you're not naive. You're not gullible. You're not stupid. They thought you were, and they are going to have a very rude awakening, because I think you have natural charisma and star power. And I think that as the shine is dimming on their light, yours is getting brighter. And I think that you've always been this bright light, but you didn't see how powerful you were. I think that you are just starting to get out of maybe a phase of healing. Possibly you were doing some shadow work, or you made some major transitions in your life and you're starting to really follow your bliss. You're taking action on the things that you've always wanted to do. And all of a sudden that's opening up doorways for you. And you're starting to really realize how you can use your own inherent gifts to open those doorways for you. Whereas in the past, maybe it was just a fluke, right? It seemed to be these miraculous opportunities that happen for you, but now you're going to actually know how to manifest those opportunities. So you open the door, and you're not just waiting for the actions of someone else to bring these abundant opportunities towards you. And where you're going to be opening up doors, this person is going to be actually closing doors, because they're not understanding that now is the time where the way we manifest and the way that energy moves around us is changing. the things that worked in the past for people, and this is going to go for this person and any other person that you know that's been sort of narcissistic and wearing false masks, none of that stuff is going to work anymore. They're going to be experiencing so much stress. And for you, the most difficult parts are already over with the rainbow. Like, think about what year this is. 2023 reduces down to the number 7. The rainbow has 7 colors. That's why I started the year. My very first reading of 2023 was the rainbow collab. And if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend that you go back and watch it, because I think there's going to be some messages in my reading, but also in the readings that the other readers did, because specifically this card is coming out for you. But the most difficult part of this journey is over for you. Now you're going to start to fall into alignment, and you're going to start to realize that you're the queen. I keep being reminded of the Marilyn effect. If you haven't already heard about what the Marilyn effect is, it's a reference back to the power and charisma that Marilyn Monroe had. And she knew what her star power was. She cultivated her image, and she really knew how to turn it on and how to turn it off. So if she wanted to go incognito, she could dim her light, and she'd be able to wander around, you know, in New York City, and no one would bother her. But if she wanted to have all eyes on her, she knew exactly how to turn up the heat and really capture people's hearts and minds. And you're going to be doing that as well. You're really going to know how to do that. Whereas before, the eyes might have been on this person or other people that are like them. And they're still going to be trying. They're still going to be pulling the same tricks. But like I said, all of their illusions are going to be revealed. They're no longer a master magician. What is a magician if everyone knows their tricks, right? They're just a charlatan. They're going to be seriously in need of help too. I think that there could be job losses. This could be a situation where they are foreclosed on. There's serious energy of poverty coming through. And with the beggar and the 5 of coins, I think that this might be a situation where many of them lose businesses. Potentially, they might even have health crises where they incur a lot of debt, or it could be another crisis where there's a flooding and they end up having to invest all kinds of money in repair is the energy I'm getting. So that's where it's investing money in potentially their health or investing money in the repair of something else. It might be a situation where they have some mental health issues that take place too because of the sleep paralysis. This could be a situation where they are dealing with so much stress that they just kind of hit rock bottom. But they could also end up feeling like they're having a mental break, because sleep paralysis is a situation where an individual cognitively wakes up. You're mentally there, but your body won't move. And oftentimes it's accompanied by really clear, scary visions where entities are in the room. And it might be a situation where this person really feels like they are going crazy, and they might need to actually seek mental health help. They either go into a program, they get a therapist, they do something like that, which is exactly why this is happening, because this person didn't take the out. Spirit brought you to them, and you probably weren't even the only person that was brought into their life to help them and guide them into a different way of being. And they refused. They were like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to continue to scheme and lie and cheat. And I think that they were potentially stole from you. Even if they didn't physically take things from you, they stole a little piece of your heart. They stole a little piece of your well-being, right? This is a person that likely gaslit you. They were likely, putting out the fire that you had about your own dreams, constantly telling you that you can't do that. Or they might have just downplayed your successes. Oh, well, that's amazing, but didn't someone else help you with this? Or they would deflect onto either their own successes or someone else's success, which is really schemy. Like, that's so covert narcissist kind of thing. To not actually pile praise on themselves, but to divert from the attention on you and divert it back to somebody else, so that they're constantly in control of how people receive praise. It's like so schemy. I really, really don't like it. And I think that they just didn't see this coming at all. Like, they really thought that they could continue to lie and cheat and, you know, all of the things that have worked in the past. But now it's time for them to awaken. And if they won't awaken with love and support, they're going to awaken with fear. And that's what the universe is bringing into them. They're going to bring in their deepest nightmares. And the sleep paralysis, it might not be like literally sleep paralysis. It might be like all of their worst fears are becoming realized. Like, they are potentially like losing the favor of people that they thought would help them achieve some level of status so that they could become the king or queen. And they're going to be like working their butt off to just sustain themselves. Whereas for you, it's going to be effortless. And I think that if this was a love relationship, they might actually meet someone that they think they have true heartfelt feelings for, and the person will not give them the time of day. And simultaneously, you might be meeting the love of your life. You know, I think that for each of you, it'll be different. But I really think that for some of you, it's a situation where you go on and you meet like literally the perfect person for you, and the two of you build a beautiful life. Or I just said built, so maybe this has already happened. Maybe you've already met the right person and you've already built this, and this is somebody from like your distant past, and you're just curious about what's going on with them. They are alone at the bar is basically what I'm getting. Like, you know, it's the kind of energy of someone who's like constantly reminiscing about the glory days, and they don't even realize that people actually really feel sorry for them because they look kind of pitiful and sad, you know, like they're still stuck in like the past. And I think that for many of them, they're going to end up experiencing a lot of rage as a result of this. Now, I get the sense that this person has always had a lot of rage boiling up underneath the surface. But like to everyone else, it was like they seem like, oh, I love them. They're amazing. Oh, yeah, like they're like the best friend, the best neighbor, the best employee, the best coworker. Everyone loves them. But behind closed doors, they're like scheming and evil to you, and they get angry and rage on about things, but in front of other people, they always kept that under wraps. It's going to be a situation where all of a sudden they snap and they're not able to like keep composure, and people are going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, this is what, you know, they were always talking about. This is what pile number one was always saying. Now we see it. You might actually have people that come to you and say, I'm so sorry. Like, they apologize to you because they see what they couldn't see before. There's going to be like a major, major, major shift. And I really think that this person is going to be like asking people for assistance, guidance, help. And for many of them, it's going to be closed doors. Like, no one's going to want to help them. They're going to burn literally every bridge. And as they end up falling and falling and falling, you're going to be rising and rising and rising. So I just want to get a couple of final cards and see if there's any other things that Spirit can tell us about basically the negative karma that's going to be coming towards this person. I think that for some of you, you're going to run into this person, or you're going to see them on social media, and they're going to look ragged. Like, they're going to really look like they've been through it. It might be a situation where, you know, like you see them and like they like wear like all of the things, like all the nice clothes and the car and all of that, it's all gone. Everything's been repossessed, and they are looking really, really, really bad. So what else is, what negative karma is, the people that hurt pile number one going to be experiencing. For some of them, they might have a situation where they get into trouble with the law, or the authority card has come out. So yeah, this might be a situation where they have trouble at work, like their bosses, or like I said, the law gets involved. This might be a situation where they like have a physical confrontation in the street where they lose their shit and they get arrested as a result. The quarrel, yes, there's going to be some serious fighting. Now this could, like, I really get the sense that this might be like they're physically fighting somebody in public, but this could also be a situation where they really start to like fight with, you know, with themselves internally. Like that could be a situation, going back to what I was saying before with their mental health, like they're really starting to have like internal struggles that they can't overcome. And I also think that their allies, like the people that they, like their buddies that were like always making excuses for them, people that were making, you know, like covering for them, possibly even their family members, no more of that. They're going to see them for exactly who they are. Egotism. Yeah. Their ego has completely outgrown their ability to sustain it, and there needs to be, you know, they need to be cut down a little bit, because this is causing them to dive so far into their shadow that it's taking them off track with what they're meant to learn from this life. You know, they have a life plan. The life plan includes all of the things that they're meant to achieve and experience in this life, working up towards a life purpose, which is supposed to be something altruistic. And they were supposed to be learning some of that, getting inspired by you. Maybe it's not a situation where the two of you were going to stay together forever, but they just completely like ignored it. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. And you were here to inspire them, and you're still going to be inspiring them, but you are going to be in the public eye, publicity. There's going to be, it's either a situation where like the Marilyn effect, like maybe you become really famous, or you have some major win that they hear about. It might be a situation where you have mutual friends and all of a sudden they, you know, they hear through the grapevine that you have met the love of your life and you're getting married, or you know, had this major win in terms of your career. Flirtation card. I think that they're going to start watching other suitors, other people really start to pay attention to you. And I think it's a situation where honestly, there's going to be friends or people that they know that maybe they don't know that well. Like I get the sense that it's like new people that are going to be coming into their life, and they're going to say, oh yeah, I used to date this person, or I was engaged to this person, or I was married to them. And these new people are going to be like, you were with them and what happened? What did you do? Like they're going to be like, wow, you really fucked up. So pardon my French. Yeah, criticism. People are going to start to be pointing the finger at them, being very critical of their actions, really seeing them as, you know, allowing the roses to die on the vine. Like they are going to see that they didn't nurture the relationship, that they are not the prize that they think they are, and they're going to be very bitter as a result of this. Fortune, yes, the money that is being taken away, or the abundance, abundance can be financial rewards, it can be opportunities, it could be, people's, respect and admiration. All of the things that are being taken away from them are being gifted to you. The influence that they used to have is going to be taken away, and it's going to be given to you because you are going to be using it in a wise way. You're going to be using it to create more beauty and balance in your life and positively affect others, because You have good morals and values. Your principles are in the right place. You've balanced out your energy, or you're working towards that. At least you're listening to your intuition and they're not. It's all a matter of patience though, because this is going to take a little bit of time for this to slowly unfold. And as long as you can continue to just walk your own path and focus on what you want, I promise you this is all going to work out. And I get the sense that you are going to hear about this to a certain degree. Like I said, for some of you, you're literally going to run into this person and they're going to look so ragged. It's going to be really sad. It's going to be a situation where it's like you are walking down the street and you're with your spouse and your children, and it'll be like 10 years in the future and you're so happy and you see them and they are looking totally disheveled and they are, maybe, oh my God, for some of you, this person, you're going to be with your family in your beautiful home ordering food, and they are the delivery person that drops off the food, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And it'll just be something like that, like totally out of the blue. Or like you get into an Uber and they're the Uber driver. Like it'll be something that's very humbling for this person, where they're feeling sort of shame as a result. And that's exactly what they need to feel, because their ego is totally inflated. You have the versatility and the adaptability to be able to weather this storm and use the skills that you have to create balance in your life. So don't worry about what they did to you. I know that I get the sense that they were really deceitful and really terrible to you, but the future is so bright for you. And from what I can see from them, it's just going to be a real struggle until they make the decision to start being humble, until they make the decision to start looking towards what is sustainable and what gives back to others, instead of like seeing what they can take from others. Like they have to start changing their attitude to one of abundance and one of being altruistic versus, poisoning the well. They have everything backwards. And until they start shifting their focus and they start looking at the world as one that we are all entitled to participate in and have joy and have abundance, everything that they wanted is going to be taken away from them. So that concludes your reading, pile number 1. I hope that this gives you some solace. I hope that the messages that came forward resonated for you and make sense with your situation. I would love to know what your thoughts are on the reading. You can let me know in the comments. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamal.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings, I do spiritual coaching, as well as Reiki, past life readings, and I channel messages from your spirit guides. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. And I hope you have an amazing day. I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 2, welcome back. So in today's reading, I'm going to be filling you in on what negative karma the people who have hurt you are going to be receiving as a result of their words, actions, even their thoughts. Because we are constantly manifesting, and as they are indulging in hurtful, low vibrational actions, words, or thoughts, it's going to have an effect on their life. But of course, oftentimes we're not there to witness what takes place. So that's where I come in. I'm going to be filling you in. You selected the Palo Santo as well as this spiky seed pod. And before we get into the cards, I want to thank everyone for entering the free reading giveaway that I offered in December. It was overwhelming, the response. I was so thrilled to see how excited you guys were for the opportunity to work with me. And I want to thank everyone who entered. I have announced the winner. It's on my community tab right now. And I also want to mention that I am going to be offering more reading giveaways over 2023. So when I reach 6,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away the next reading. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do comment on the readings. And once we reach that milestone, I will be announcing the next winner. So let's get into these cards and find out what's going to be taking place to these people. All right, so the first card that you got is Althea, followed by Basil, protect investment, investigate choices, emotions, humor, boundaries, spicy, honesty, sad, the bull, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. Dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. Monk, none, negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. Then the Earth Star Chakra, initiation. Followed by Snake Spirit, time to heal. Grasshopper Spirit, take a leap of faith. And the Seven of Coins. Okay, so pile number 2. The person or people who have hurt you are in for a very rude awakening. What's strongly coming forward right away is the fact that there is going to be a lot of truth that's coming forward. That's what the card Althea is talking about. It's talking about truth that you can feel in the energy around you. It's just when people hear what this person has to say, it's going to be like their psychic instincts are kicking in, and they're just going to know that this person isn't being honest. And I think that for the majority of their lives, people have not been able to see the deception in their words. And I think that they've been able to sort of get away with things. They've been sort of hidden in the shadows. I think that people thought that they were a very just person with this monk or nun, that they had like really good intentions. And it might have been even a situation where people like really trusted them with large sums of money is what's coming forward. Like they're strongly, one of the things that's coming forward is that this might have something to do with finances. This might be somebody who actually works with finances with the bull. It's making me think of Wall Street. And the investigate choices, protect investments. I strongly feel like this is a situation where this person might have been like pulling a Bernie Madoff, where they were like stealing from people, Ponzi scheme type of stuff, multi-level marketing. It might be a situation where they were stealing from their friends and family members. Like financially, they've definitely taken from people, and that is going to be rectified. And I think that people are not necessarily seeing it because, like I said, with the monk or nun card, I think that they were seen as someone who was very altruistic, that had their heart in the right place. It might be a situation like, for example, someone working for a nonprofit, meanwhile, they are skimming off of the top and they are leading this luxurious lifestyle, or tax evasion. Like it's definitely something to do with money for sure. That's part of their schemes, and they are going to be found out. This might be a situation where like literally, the IRS is involved. They're charged, with like tax evasion or something. Like I definitely feel like they're going to be reaping what they sowed. This is strongly like they have created this. They have created this in their life. and they're going to be paying the price financially. Now, I get the sense that this might be a situation where like they are publicly shamed as a result of this. Like they work for a really well known company, or they have a high profile position, or they are a leader in the church that they go to or their community, and all of a sudden people see them as exactly who they are, and it's going to be a very sad day for them. I think that they're going to be shown as deceptive, and they're going to have a hard time getting a new job. They're going to have a hard time getting anyone to invest in them going forward. I think that people are going to be closing doors, having boundaries with them, where they are truly going to start seeing them as a snake and not want to give them the time of day. And it might be a situation where this person starts to have people react to them in ways that they're not used to, laughing at them, making jokes at their expense, starting to talk about how sad they are, starting to like have pity for them, but in a way where they don't have empathy. They're just like, oh, that person is really pathetic and really sad. And like I said, strong boundaries. I think that for many of them, people are going to start talking about them in a different way too, like commenting on how they don't like the tone of their voice. They think they're too spicy, they're too opinionated, that their jokes aren't funny, that, really not having, like saying that one, they think that their emotions, like crocodile tears is what's coming forward. So this might be a situation where someone comes forward, they've done something wrong. They've cheated on their partner, and they come out and they're crying, and people are like, no, it's fake. I don't believe anything that they're saying. They're like, they are not honest. You can't trust anything they're saying. And like whatever emotions they display isn't having any effect on the people that are around them at all. And no matter what they do, it's like everything that they've built, all of their pentacles, all their wealth is like literally going up in flames around them. This one is really intense. This definitely feels to me like whoever this person is like king of the castle, very financially well off. And it might have been that you already knew that it was like built on a house of cards, right? Like you knew that there was no foundation. They like had the right clothes. They had the facade was there on social media. They presented themselves in a certain way, but there was no substance underneath it. And all of a sudden the whole thing just completely collapses. And what was hidden comes into the light. And this person is going to have to basically start from like the ground up. The Earth Star Chakra is the chakra that is below your feet, isn't even connected to your body. So like this is like they are starting with less than nothing, right? It's like the earth, where your feet hit the earth is like rock bottom. No, they're below that. This truly could be a situation where someone ends up going to jail, or they end up being publicly smeared in the media, or everyone that knows them all of a sudden start, revealing all of their secrets, and no one has any respect for this person. Like they literally have no respect. And I get the sense that this person was a bully, that they like forced themselves into opportunities by like constantly pushing and trying to threaten and intimidate people. And that isn't going to work at all anymore. The contrast in their own personality, this raging bull energy versus the I'm so innocent, pious energy is going to be revealed. And I get the sense that somebody is going to take them down. Like that there is somebody that's hidden in the dark man, right? Somebody who's hidden in the shadows that no one has all of the answers. Like, this is like a situation where maybe they wronged a business partner, and all of a sudden this person has all of the paperwork to back up all of the schemes that this person has perpetrated. Like, somebody knows something. So it might be, like in your case, it might be a best friend of theirs that knows, like, you know, all of the lies and everything. And they cross this person, and then they're like, okay, I'm just going to put them on blast. I'm going to share all of the text communication that they shared with me. I'm not going to protect this person anymore. Like, they have no protections. No one is watching out for them any longer. And they thought that they were like on top of their game. They thought that for them, they were untouchable, is the energy I'm getting. It feels very like mafia. And I don't mean that they're literally in the mafia, but it feels like it's like they had all these levels of protection, but they wronged the wrong person, or they made the wrong move. They thought that they were invincible. And I feel like to a certain degree, it was like they were being given an out. And this actually came out in pile number 1 as well. All of these people that are getting this karma were warned prior to this happening. Because of course, for us, it's like, you know, you look at this situation, and if you are, I get the sense that you're actually, you know, unlike pile number 1, where I feel like they weren't necessarily going to see what was going on, I think that this is going to be publicly flaming this person. You're going to see everything that's going on with them. And it's because also collectively there is a manifestation going on here where they have wronged so many people that a whole bunch of you are all like, this person needs to have justice. You know, this person needs to be taken down. And it's definitely going to happen. But they were given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to right their wrongs, to change what they were doing. But they thought they were the king, that it was smooth sailing and nothing was ever going to be able to take them down. And they don't believe in spirit, and they don't see any of this as that there's any consequences, and the universe is going to be delivering that hard truth to them. And at the same time that this person is being taken down, you are going to be able to catapult forward. The grasshopper is a symbol of abundance, and it happening very rapidly. So we don't know exactly how that's going to come about for you. This might be a situation where someone stole from you, and all of a sudden all the paperwork is there, they are charged, then you maybe have a, you know, class action lawsuit against them or something, and you get a settlement. Or there's something else, like this is an ex-partner of yours who was like lying about what their assets were, and they had like offshore accounts or something, and all of a sudden, you know, they are, you know, all of their resources and all of the schemes are revealed, and they lose everything is the energy I'm getting. And then you get what is owed to you. Whatever you are meant to have is coming back to you. Now, for some of you, it's not coming back to you in the same form. So if this person stole money from you, or they cheated on you, or they lied and like smeared your reputation, your reputation will be, you know, healed as a result of this, because obviously who's going to trust anything that this person said once they're publicly revealed to be a complete liar, and that they're a criminal is what I'm getting. Like, that is that they actually are literally a criminal. Like, they steal from people. And they are really good at it. And it hasn't happened yet, but there are things in the works already. And so if they've stolen from you, you are going to get something in return. It could be, like I said, a settlement of some kind, but this could be like you win the lottery, or something else comes to you, like the universe brings you the money that you lost, but in another form. So this is wild. I'm like floored by this. So let's get a couple more cards and find out a little bit more about what is coming to this person. Wow. Oh my God. Bluff. Like I said, they're not going to be able to lie any longer. Every lie that they have told is all going to be falling around them, and all of the abundance, everything that came to them as a result of that, is going to be taken away from them. And like I was saying before, they had opportunities to change their ways and they didn't take it. Companionship, like I said, there's other people that fell for this. Like there's other people, this might be a situation where like you were in a relationship with them, they were and they were dating you or married to you, and then they had like 3 or 4 other relationships on this side, and all of you are going to get retribution. You know, it'll be like joyous to watch them, you know, have everything. Yeah, this person is not trustworthy in love at all. Seduction and romance and escape. This might be a situation where this person, you know, you have children with this person, and they, like I was saying before, they aren't paying child support, or there are assets that they're trying to keep hidden from you. And yeah, the extremism card. They don't want to pay the child support. They don't want you to have half of their assets. They've been hiding things. No. The universe is not going to let that happen. No. It might take a little bit of time for this to start to come into balance, but it's definitely going to happen. They were trying to hoard their authority over you, practicality. They wanted you to do all of the work, and they wanted to just be the king or queen watching over and sort of dictating how things were going to go, and that they were going to take all of the wealth, they were going to take all of the rewards and leave you with nothing. And no. What all of that experience did for you is it actually helped you to learn how strong and resilient and how to make do with very little, which was a struggle for you, of course, but it's actually building up skills for you that's going to help you to bring in your own abundance, because now you know how to negotiate the energies around you. You know how to make magic out of very little, which was a true blessing to you. Yes, secrets are going to be revealed. Not only their secrets, but I feel like you're going to have some epiphany or insight. This might have something to do with how the money is coming back to you, or the resources, whatever they stole from you, where it's like, okay, yeah, they you know, didn't pay child support, and I had to like make do with practically nothing. And then all of a sudden, based on the fact that you had to like learn how to stretch that dollar, you have all of these tips and skills, and you put together your own TikTok, your own social media platform, you write your own blog, you write your own book all about how to like stretch a dollar or upcycle, or, you know, like make do with what you have. And it's like insanely popular. It goes completely viral, and then you make $1 million, you know, based on the fact that you had to, you know, get through with less than you deserved. And all of a sudden, the universe brings all of that back to you. That you're going to have harmony. There are all of these birds circling around this person, and the sun is shining down. All of that is a symbol of ideas coming through to you. The birds are symbols of the ideas coming through, and the sun is this symbol of happiness and joy, resistance. Yes, and the bull is on this card, but right above is this beautiful bird of paradise, where they were trying to hold you down, and they were really rooted in the 3D, like all the rules of the matrix. Like they were going along with everything that people think you're meant to do. And like it was working for them. But it was all building them up so that they would have this major fall. And you are going to be rewarded. You now are going to be able to learn how to fly. You're this beautiful bird of paradise, and you're offering something fresh and new to the world. You're going to be transforming and shedding your skin and revealing yourself as like the beauty and the abundant creative force that you are. I get the sense that this person is very vengeful. So I do get the sense that they're going to try and lash out at you, possibly continue to smear you, or they're going to lash out at other people. But every time they try and strike out against somebody else, it's like they're biting themselves. They just keep making it worse, making it worse, making it worse, making it worse. And I get the sense that you're going to be rewarded with a lot of beauty and romance in your life as well. Like, if you're looking for a new romantic partner, then it very well could mean that you're going to be meeting the love of your life. You're going to be able to escape whatever hardships you've had. This might be a situation where, you have like, I just strongly get the sense that things are literally being taken away from this person and given to you. Like, their house is taken away from you and awarded to you. Their car is taken away from them and awarded to you. That would most likely apply to people that, if this was an ex-spouse. But I also get the sense that it's not just romantic love. It's like people are pouring love into you. Like, you're building the business that I mentioned, or the platform, and all of a sudden people are like really seeing you as like amazing and resilient. And honestly, this has happened. There are people, I mean, if I think about J.K. Rowling, when she was writing Harry Potter, I think she was homeless. I think she was living in her car. And there's lots of other like very successful, the people that are coming to mind are women, or identify as feminines, that lost everything. Their spouses took everything away from them and left them basically with nothing, with their children, and all of a sudden the universe rewarded them. Here's a beautiful idea. Here, let's make you a millionaire. Let's make you a billionaire. Let's give you the foundation that you deserve. Because I think that you are truly like, you have a beautiful heart, and it's time for you to start having the rewards that are owed to you. Like, you've been doing the work too. I think that if you continue to sort of process your own pain and your own sort of like shame around some of these things, because for some of you, you might have felt like this person really took a lot away from you, made you feel like you were worthless, made you feel like, you were beneath them. It might have been a situation where you were like financially really struggling, and you didn't have like the comforts that you wanted, you didn't have the clothes that you wanted. But like, in a way, all of that was actually working out to your benefit as well, because like I was saying, I think that the poverty, whether it was literally poverty or poverty mindset, got you to a place where you were humbled and balanced, so that once the blessings are brought into you, you will be a benevolent ruler, is what's coming forward. You're not going to look at another person and say, oh, you're worthless because you don't have a fancy car, you don't have nice clothes. No. Because you've been there. You've seen what it's like to be on both sides. And so now it's time for you to rise up, and this person is being brought down. And what's strongly coming forward is they're going to be flamed. Like, this truly, it could be a situation where like they're literally like on every website, they're on every news channel, station, and like this could be something really big. Like, honestly, this is really, really intense. Yeah. So that's everything I have for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed the reading. I would love to know how this resonates for you guys. You can let me know in the comments. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, I would love that. You can go to my website, odecimal.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, I do Reiki, I do past life readings, and I also do channeled messages from your spirit guides. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, Pile number 3, welcome back. So in today's reading, I'm going to be filling you in on what negative karma the people who have hurt you are going to be receiving as a result of their actions. So you selected the black kyanite and the vial of seed pods. And before I get into the cards, I just want to thank everyone who entered the contest for the free reading over the month of December. There was an overwhelming response. I am so thrilled, and it was so nice chatting with all of you. I have announced the winner in my community tab. And I also want to let you guys know that because there was such a positive response, I am going to be offering another free reading giveaway when I reach 6,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do comment on this reading and any other reading that I do from this point forward. And then when I reach the milestone of 6,000 subscribers, I'll be announcing the next winner. So let's get into the cards. So the very first card that you received is the Father, Inkpot, problems to be resolved, Weeping Willow, family sorrow, marriage, husband, comfort, care, jealous, love, dragon's blood, banish negative energy, Fool, using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth, healing, wasp spirit, sometimes life stings, and the Six of Cups. All right, so pile number 3. Now, to start off with, I think that for some of you, the person that hurt you was a husband. You may be married to them now. This could be an ex-husband. This could be a father. Of course, this could be also a husband who is also a father because you have children with this person. But this is a person that you're definitely connected to through your family. Whether it is through marriage to you, potentially they're married into the family. This could be like a stepfather or someone that's embodying both husband father role, or you might have more than one person. You might be having problems with your husband as well as your father. And the energy that's coming forward is that you've been experiencing a lot of pain for a very long time with the Six of Cups. This is talking about memories from the past. So you've been dealing with difficult people who have hurt you for a very, very long time. I think that you've been around a lot of people that have denied their feelings. They haven't been honest and truthful about what they're thinking and feeling. Possibly they haven't wanted to do their own healing, right? They don't want to look at the past. They don't want to, own up to what they've done. And as a result of that, they're just constantly like deflecting away from the issue, and it's consistently created more and more problems for you. I think that you haven't received the comfort and the care that you are owed. And as a result of this, it's kind of like you've been growing in this environment that was sort of like very low vibrational, which ended up influencing you and your vibration and how you see the world, right? And I can relate because I grew up in a family like that as well, where it's like everyone was in denial that they had any issues that they needed to deal with, and they just were constantly annoyed and angry at everyone else around them, pointing the finger at everyone else and completely denying the truth, which to me was so obvious. I'm like, why don't you just go to therapy, or why don't you just deal with this? That's what I did in my life. I went and sought the help that I needed to be able to get through and heal any of the things I needed to heal. Traditional ways, and I also dealt with my pain using my psychic abilities and the metaphysical techniques and the new age techniques, tarot, Reiki, all of those things that I did. And it got me to a place where I could find unconditional love for self. And it looks like you're going to be doing that as well. And that is truly the key. Like, what's coming to this person is that they are going to end up really starting to feel the sting of what they've done. This might be a situation where as you heal, you don't need this father or husband or family member to make amends. You don't care. You leave this person, the marriage breaks up, you stop calling your dad or whoever this person is, you banish the negative energy, you bar them from your life. And the minute you start doing that, all of a sudden your vibration starts rising because they were sort of an anchor, like dragging you down. And you are naturally much more high vibrational. So it's like, think about, I'm seeing an image of someone with a balloon or a beach ball trying to push it down under the water. Well, if you tie an anchor to a beach ball, sure, it'll pull it underneath the surface of the water. The minute you cut that anchor, boom, right up to the surface. That's what's going to happen for you. And this person is going to be still not only in their misery, but they're going to actually sink even lower because your high vibration was pulling the anchor up, and now they're not going to have that. And they're going to sink lower and lower and lower. If this person has any sort of substance issues, that is going to get worse for them, unfortunately. And I think that this person, what I get is the sense that this person needs to actually like go to a program. They need to go and get help. They need to like join AA, or like they need professional help. And things are going to get so much worse for them before it starts getting better. It might be a situation where they truly like hit rock bottom. I definitely get the sense for some of these people, they do have an issue with drinking. And this might be a situation where it gets so bad that it's like affecting their job, and a lot of the comfort that they had, I think, is going to be evaporating from their lives. So it might be a situation where, they lose friends, or they lose their romantic partners. Like, because for each of you, this person plays a different role. So it could be a father and they go through a divorce for someone out there, you have a dad, they have a drinking problem, they are narcissistic, they've been really awful to you, there is a stepmom, and she is going to leave him. And you're already moving towards something better. In that case, and I'm channeling, I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling, even though I think this might only relate to one person. You have a partner, a husband, who you have a strong relationship with that you've known for a long time. You're going to, potentially you knew them since you were in high school, and your relationship is going to get even better because the stress and strain of your family dynamic isn't going to be tainting the relationship you have with your spouse any longer. Or it might be a situation where, you end up moving forward with a marriage. There's something that's blissful that's coming towards you, whether it's a marriage or you're going to be having a baby. And for you, to a certain degree, some of you that are having problems with the family members that have been really toxic towards you and denying your truth, you felt like you could never find that joy. Like if not having your dad to walk you down the aisle, or not having family there to like meet your kids, that would be really, really awful for you. And then you get to that milestone in your life and you're like, oh my God, now I'm able to actually experience joy because I don't have, narcissistic family members ruining every special moment. They're not ruining Christmas and weddings and birthdays because they're jealous. This is the energy I get, is that these people are so immature and so self-centered that they have needed to be the center of attention, but they've done it in really like angry, spiteful ways, like just constantly creating conflict, belittling you, laughing at you, causing you to feel silly. Like if you came to them with a problem, they might say things to you like, oh, well, that's no big deal. You're always complaining about nothing. Or what did you do? Always shifting the blame onto you, consistently creating this narrative in your mind that it's your fault. And you might have had a situation where you had this in your family life, and then that led you to having romantic partners like that. And these people are going to find out, the hard way that they're losing everything. This person has created this dynamic where you are just going to be like catapulting up to like a place of healing, comfort, where you bring in people that truly care about them. And like they've been seeing omens. Like there's a raven here. They have had, and this has come out in every single pile, that the universe warned them. The universe said, if you don't stop what you're doing, you're going to lose everything. And they just went ahead with it and went ahead. They basically kissed their comfort. They kissed their abundant life goodbye. And, and they're going to be in complete denial over this for a long time. I think that for some of these people, they're not going to awaken. This is going to be a situation where on their deathbed, they're still bitter and angry, but no one has any empathy or compassion. For some of these people, they're truly going to be alone in like a nursing home, and no one is going to come and visit them. Nobody is going to come and talk to them. No one is going to like them. It'll be a situation where the other residents of the nursing home don't want to be around them. The staff don't like them. Like they are going to they are going to reap the harvest that they have sowed. And what they have created is an environment where they have seeded pain and, this energy of lack in every area of their life. And by walking away from this, even though it might hurt, because I do get the sense that for some of you, it's been a situation where people are like, but that's your father, but that's your mother. You're supposed to love them. No, like if they're not like holding up their end of the bargain, why do you have to be the martyr? You did that. Now you don't need to do that. And remember, if this is the first time you're here with me, then maybe this is the first time you're hearing me say this, but for those who have been with me for a while, you know how I feel about our existence here, that we are infinite beings. We live forever. We never die. This person is your father, your mother, your brother, they're playing this role in your life in this life. But that is only one chapter of the story of your soul, and you will have opportunities in the next life to balance the scales and have a more harmonious outcome. It won't be in the roles that you're playing right now. It will be in different roles. And for some of you, you don't know these people. It feels like you do, right? Like it feels like you do because you grew up in this family, but on a soul level, you might not have a strong bond with this person, and you're coming in to help be a teacher and guide, because this is school. We're here to learn lessons and grow. And you are learning valuable lessons. You're learning that you get to choose your family. Who you're born to is not like the be all and end all. You get to choose who you want to dedicate your time and energy to. And if that is just you, great. You don't have to show up at Christmas. You don't have to go through this whole cycle of anger and pain with them just because that's the way it's always been done. No, just wipe your hands of it. You have nothing to feel guilty about. These people are just constantly looking for a fight. They're constantly trying to sting people. Now, of course, like I said, it's from a place of pain. You know that, but they're adults. They have to take responsibility. And their greatest negative karma will be the fact that they're going to be completely alone, is what's going to happen. They're going to be alone without the comfort. No one's going to care about them. They're going to be bitterly jealous of other people. They're going to be denied love. They're going to deny their own healing, which makes life just sting. And people are going to feel sad for them or just laugh at them. Like, I strongly get the sense that for a lot of these people, it'll be a situation where they're in like a nursing home, where they're living in an apartment, or they're on their own somewhere, and they're ranting and raving, and people are like laughing at them. What's coming forward is Karen energy, when like these Karens go crazy on video and people post it and people are laughing at them and like they think they're completely justified, but the rest of the world is like, you're an insane person, what are you doing, you can't act that way, and they're going to completely lose it. I get the sense that they're going to be burning so many bridges and some of them might end up, and this has come through in all of the piles as well, some of them might end up having like issues where they lose jobs, or they get tied up with the law, like they like have like a complete flip out in a public space and they like physically assault someone or something because they're literally like unhinged. Like they've completely lost it because they don't know how to control anything anymore. You know, they have so much pain, and before they would manipulate and pull the strings within your family or with you. And everyone is just like, nah, I'm not carrying this burden anymore. You know, you can deal with this on your own. Bye. I'm out of here. And they're on their own. And so they just pick fights with complete strangers because they like are still trying to perpetually deny the fact that they need help. And like I was saying before, there might be some substance issues, which would be adding to this. So let's get some more cards. This is really sad, honestly. Let's get some more cards and find out a little bit more about what kind of negative karma these people are going to be experiencing. What negative karma are the people that hurt pile number 3 going to experience? Okay. Yeah, they made this choice. The choice card has come out, and there's the scales of justice. They made this choice. I'm being reminded of A Christmas Carol. I did a reading on the Charles Dickens story, A Christmas Carol, with Ebenezer Scrooge, and in the story, his business partner comes back and says, you know, these are the chains I forged in life. I made them link by link. That is what this card is talking about. They made these choices. Every time they were horrible to you, they didn't give you love, they didn't seek resolution, they didn't try and see things from your point of view, they tried to steal from you or smear your reputation. I get the sense that these people were very spiteful. Like they would literally try and pin you against your siblings, or pin you against other family members, or against friends. And they would try and they'd make up lies and say that you had done X, Y, and Z, and it had actually been them that had done it. Or, you know, someone dies and they're trying to like get everything that they can, you know, from out of the will, or they're getting someone to sign things over to them. Fine, they might get the material rewards, but it will mean nothing. And ultimately, all of that is going to be taken away from them at some point as well. You know, like I just keep getting this sense of a very lonely, isolated end. The criticism card, people are going to be very critical of them because they basically are on a track where they're going to be isolating themselves to the point where the people that they have to deal with don't, you know, care about them. They don't love them at all. So, you know, they're not going to be manipulated. If anything, I feel like they're going to start meeting people that have silver tongues and start scheming and taking things away from them. It might be a situation where they get defrauded because, they, a con man comes into their lives and takes things away from them. The influence card. This might be a situation where it's a family member, a father, a husband that ran away, that left you with the bag and thought, oh, I'm just going to go off and do whatever I want. And then they come back hoping, oh, well, now I need help, or now I need you to take care of me. And it's like, no one is going to be there to take care of them. And I definitely get the sense that for some of you, they've had this seductive quality to them before. So, maybe it's a situation where, a parent was running around and like having affairs and like just left you, right? You didn't know them. They didn't know you when you were growing up. And, beauty is like fleeting. Like the beauty of youth where, they can go off and be a Casanova or be some like seductress is fleeting. They get old and nobody cares. Like none of that stuff is going to work. They got the flirtation card and the optimism card. I think they thought that, all of this was going to work out for them at all times, but it isn't at all. No one is flattered by their attentions. No one is flattered by, no one is seeing through, the lies and sees them as two-faced. They have lost out on so many opportunities. It's so sad. Like, of course, we're infinite beings, like I said, and they're going to be able to write another life plan for themselves and come back and have an opportunity to grow and succeed. But there were things that they were inspired to do in this life. Maybe they always had a dream of like writing a book, or they wanted to create art. There was some gift, something that they were divinely inspired to do that was gifted to them. And they never had the courage to go ahead and do it. They were just constantly jealous of other people and trying to take away opportunities from others because they didn't have the courage to go towards their own dreams. And that door has closed. That opportunity is no longer available to them. There are definitely going to be other opportunities that they could take advantage of, but the main opportunity, like their opportunity to really shine in this life, done. It's gone. They got that versatility card. Like I get the sense that for many of you, this has to do with a parent, right? And they're at a certain age where they don't have the opportunities to reposition and be as versatile. They're sort of like, they penned themselves in, and they continue to make their world smaller and smaller and smaller. And they don't seem to see that this is going to end badly. I get the sense that for some of them, they've like sort of like isolated you potentially from like a sibling, and now they're like hanging on to just this one, your brother or sister who they think is going to take care of them, and there's going to be some fallout with this person, and they're going to be completely on their own. Or it could be a situation where all of a sudden, their trickery is revealed, and, your sibling might take care of them, or this person might take care of them, but not with the care and affection. Like that there might be a coldness. They're going to experience that lack of comfort and care that you felt. Like the tables really are going to be turned. And I think that in addition to this, their awareness of what they've done is also going to be opened up, right? Because spirit has the ability to reveal things to them, to take away the veil, to open them up a little bit more to see what they've created. And I think it's going to be a really ugly picture. I think that they might end up having some really serious depression as a result of this, and really like trying desperately to try and make amends, but like they are not self-aware enough. They haven't done enough of the healing work to really like change their pattern. So even if they got an opportunity. Let's say they reach out to you and they say, I'm so sorry. I know I hurt you. I wasn't there for you when you were young. You come together and you're like, okay, let's try and have a relationship again. And then they immediately go back into this same pity me, it's all your fault, and you close that door for good. You know, like things, they're not going to shift enough out of this I'm the victim energy to really turn things around for themselves. And I think they're going to have a very bitter ending where it's like they're sort of like wandering on their own. Really, really sad. I do get the sense that you're going to see this. Like, you might not know all of the details if you're estranged from a parent, or if this is an ex-partner, you're going to know basically from other family members or mutual friends. If you share custody of like children, or you know, have to see them, then you will like see this literally unfold around you. It's going to be quite sad for them. So that concludes your reading. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I would love to know how this resonates for you. You can let me know in the comments. Definitely subscribe to the channel so that you can be part of the next reading giveaway. If any of you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamull.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings. I do spiritual coaching, as well as past life reading. I channel with your spirit guides, and I also do Reiki. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer them for you. And otherwise, I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care.